Hello! I am back and being as sporadic as I usually am, but I think that's something that you'll just have to get used to. I'm going to try and upload more videos that aren't necessarily going to be bookish. I do warn you. I might throw in some film and TV stuff there, because I do love a lot of it, but this video is another Unhaul because I'm just getting rid of books at the moment. I think it's because I'm reading less, which is fine. I'm allowed to read less, but so a lot of the books I had on my shelf, I kind of had as like, oh yeah, one day I'll read that. I'm just not going to anymore, I don't think, so I just think it's better if I just get rid of them. The first book I'm going to talk about is one that I'm disappointed in myself because I promised myself I would read it. I never have, and I just don't think I'm going to, and that is The Host by Stephanie Meyer. I've heard so many good things about this, like really good things. Everyone says it's so much better than Twilight, so I was going to give it a go, and here we are. I think I bought this in 2014. It's now 2018 and I haven't read it. So I think it's safe to say I'm not going to, so I'm just going to give it a skip. Next up we have one I bought really recently and I just don't think I'm going to read it, honestly, and that is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This is like a really nice edition. And I got it because I just kind of thought it was going to be good, and I haven't read anything by Marissa Meyer, and if I'm going to read anything, it will be the Lunar Chronicles. It's not going to be this. I'm just like, it's not going to happen. I know it's not, if I'm being honest with myself. So, bye-bye. Next up, we have one I bought on a recommendation of someone I don't speak to anymore, so I'm just going to get rid of it. And that is How Many Miles to Babylon. It's meant to be quite a short little story, so I could read it really fast and then get rid of it, so I might do that. But either way, it's going soon, because I don't care. Next up, we have Mallory Blackman's Noughts and Crosses. Very, very famous book. And it's meant to be getting turned into a TV series, but my friend Jess has read this book and didn't say it was, like, fab, so I might just not read it. Like, I bought it used, it's no biggie, so bye-bye. Next up we have one that's kind of like another killer to the soul, and that is Coram Boy by Jamila Gavin. There is a play version of this, and I absolutely adore it. And we studied it at school, and I loved it, loved it, loved it. The book, I just never got around to reading, and I don't think I'm going to. I think if I'm going to read this story again, I'll just reread the play, because I really enjoyed the play, and I know I enjoy it. So, sorry, and I'm really upset about it, but I just don't think I'm going to get to it, so next up we have a recent, well no it's not recent at all actually, I bought this in 2016. God, it feels like it was yesterday, and that is Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. I haven't read a Neil Gaiman book yet, but realistically the ones I'm going to read are American Gods, and I think the other one I want to read is Good Omens, so I'm not going to read this one. It's just not appealing to me anymore, so goodbye Neverwhere. Never were, I don't know. Next up we have a slightly controversial one. And that is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabata Here. This book was just okay. I never really got into the hype with it. I thought it was very nice. It just didn't strike a chord with me, as some people really seem to love it. It just didn't do that for me. So I just think it's such a big book. It's taking up a lot of space, and I just don't have an urge to reread it or read the sequels. So for me, I'm going to pretend it was a nice standalone, and I'm never going to read it again. Next up, we have Lizzie's Story by Stephen King. I picked this up because the edition's really nice, but, like, I'm never going to read it. Like, I don't know why I picked it up. I think the only Stephen King books I'm going to read are the Dark Tower books, and maybe Under the Dome, so I've kept that still. But I'm just never going to read this, am I? Like, it's absolutely enormous, over 600 pages long, and it's meant to be like a thrillerish thing, and I'm just not going to read it, as pretty as it is. You can get other books in this, like, cute edition that are a bit smaller. I might get some of those. Just not this one. Then we have a book that I did kind of get recently, and I'm kind of sad. I just don't think I'm ever going to read it, and that is The Search for Wanla by Tony DiTerlizzi. My friend gave this to me. He didn't want it. I don't want it. I thought I did. I'm just never going to read it. There's not a lot of middle grade that I want to read at the moment, and I have the entire Fablehaven series, and that appeals to me so much more than this does, so sorry! The next 5 are another 5 kind of freebies I picked up from my friend, same friend who gave me that one. And this is disappointing because I really enjoyed the first book in the series, and that is the first 5 books in the Ranger's Apprentice series by John Flanagan. I've read The Ruins of Golan, so I might end up keeping that just because I've read it. Maybe. But these 4... There are so many books in this series. There are so many. There's like 13. I'm not going to catch up. I'm not going to put in the time and effort to read 13 books in this series. I've never bought any more copies. These are the only ones I own. So I don't think it's going to happen. Soz. Next up we have another one that I'm really sad about, and that is Timekeeper by Tara Sim. I bought this, it like came on day of release, I was so excited. It was like steampunk, it has a gay main character. And then I read it, and I didn't get very far, and I just couldn't do it. It was so disappointing. I got really far into this book. Apparently I was 230 pages in. I just couldn't do it. I just, didn't click. I feel like it's a book that maybe I need to revisit, but I'm not going to anytime soon. So this is the first like LGBT book that I'm like actually unhauling. And it hurts, but I just can't do it. I can't. And then we move straight on to the second LGBT book I'm going to unhaul, and that is More Than This by Patrick Ness. I didn't enjoy this book. I thought it was really weird, and the lack of conclusion really frustrated me, and it just didn't work for me. I like Patrick Ness as an author. I loved A Monster Calls, but I've yet to read much else by him that I really enjoy. So this is just not gonna... It's just not for me. Sorry. And the last book is one that I'm disappointed in that it came out very recently, I bought it recently, but after talking to some people on Twitter, mainly Dylan and Kayla Rain, I think it's just better I don't read it and don't support this author anymore. Which hurts because I do really enjoy his books, but I think if we're going to make a change in the world, then we have to start by changing what we do. So this is the first one of his books I'm going to unhaul. I might end up unhauling more, because I have quite a few, but that is Monster by Michael Grant. My friend Jess read this and said it was crap anyway, so I don't really feel like I'm missing out on much. I love the Gone series. I do adore the Gone series, and those will probably be books I hold on to purely because I enjoyed them. But this one is a sequel. I've never read it. I'm not that keen on reading it. And after hearing about some of the stuff that he has done, I just don't feel comfortable supporting him. So, yeah, that happened. But that's my next unhaul. Hopefully there won't be any more in the future. But that's Unhaul 3. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you soon with something. Maybe. We'll see. This might just become a mess of a channel, I'm going to be honest. So, let's have fun. I will talk to you soon. Goodbye.